starting around of midnight, and I've read the first 7 chapters, a little bit into the 8th chapter, and this is what I think so far, and these are my theories. We get a little bit more backstory about what happened to Sam, but I still am in the delusion, and I do not want to leave. I think that maybe they implanted false memories into Selena's mind. I don't know. It's a magical world. Anything is possible. Yeah, I'm standing strong. I think he betrayed her. And yeah, I don't think it was her pseudo daddy dearest. It's hinting that maybe he's the one that betrayed her. I don't think so. Why would he betray her? I know nothing about this man, but it doesn't seem like it's in his character. And an assassin's character. It doesn't seem like it. Another thing, I don't really like that she's boxing out Dorian, even though I don't want her to have a romance with him. It just seems kind of rude. I don't know. Especially after last book, like he was being very nice to her. He's kind of changing his character, but it is what it is. I do like her closeness with Kale. That's really nice. I just don't want them to do another romance option with her newest Mark that she's supposed to murder, but she knows him from before. He calls her Lena. I don't want that to be a potential love interest. Hopefully not. And I do find it interesting that she's not actually killing her marks, her like targets. She's like she gives them an option if they want to run away, but fake their own death. She does give them that option, which I think is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I just thought she was just gonna do the job, just put in her 4 years and then leave if she can. But yeah, that's very interesting. I'm very curious to where that's going. And where is my girl Nehemia at? She carried the entire plot last book on her back. It's possible she's having back surgery because she slipped some discs from carrying all that extra baggage, all that extra weight in the last book. But we shall see. I do want to see her. Nehemia, where are you? Okay, so we did see Nehemia in chapter 3, but 3 pages is not enough. And just a comment, I do not like what's happening with the talking doorknob. It's giving Wizards of Waverly Place when they had the animated pimple. I don't like that. It's really making it seem younger. It's appealing to like a younger audience, which I don't like that at all. Let's stay with the grown-up book, please. Right, I'm back with an update. And I forgot to say this in the last video, but I think that the stone, the Eye of Elena that Selena has, is a stone that's missing from the first King of Otterland's sword. And in this chapter, in the last couple chapters, they explained how only the eye can see the truth, whatever. I think that's that, and that's why Selena was able to see this spirit or this creature, but she refused to look back. I live for Selena just ignoring the voices in the first book. She's like, oh, there's voices on the right passage, I'm gonna go to left passage. You're not gonna get me today, ghosts, not today. And just like with that creature, she I think she closed her eyes or she looked down, she's like, if I don't see it, it can't see me. So she's just like, I live for that, because usually you're gonna get that dumb main character like, oh, the voices are saying if I go here I'll die. Well, let's go see what that's about. Let's go that way. I think it's a shortcut. Famous last words. But yeah, I like that. She got poisoned. She was Snooper McSnooperston. That came out weird. Snooper McSnooperston. And yeah, she got cut with this blade, and it's going to paralyze her basically. And she goes and she finds Kale, and they have another moment. He had just confessed that not his love, but that he cares. The zombie has, or the robot has feelings. He's like, I care if you die or not, Selena. So don't die. Be careful. But yeah, she goes to him. He freaks out. He sees her covered in blood, rips off her dress. He better have kept his eyes to himself. But he rips off her dress and doesn't see the wounds. It's just one wound on her arm. He gets her the help she needs. And yeah, he's just a wreck, and I love it. I don't love that he's a wreck, but I love that he's a wreck over her. So I'm happy with that. We are getting a lot less Dorian, which I'm a little sad at. I did like the dynamic with Dorian. He brought in some like liveliness. He brought in some humor, and yeah, it's just kind of missing. She finds out that there's like a group of people in Rifthold that aren't the rebels that the king thinks that he's having Elena tackle or like assassinate, but it's a separate group, and they're loyalists, and they are behind the lost princess, Aelin. Selena's from, you know, I think she's a secret princess, and she says, oh, I know that that person would be an imposter. How do you know that, Selena? Huh? How would you know that with 100% certainty if you weren't Aelin? Aelin, Selena, Elena, Elantria, whatever my girl Nehemia calls her, they sound similar, and it's just too much, too much, too much. She is the lost princess. And yeah, I'm still dying on that hill. And it'll be hilarious if I'm wrong, but we can just make a nice compilation video of all the times that I said Selena is a lost princess, and we'll see how long that turns out to be. And finally, I forgot to touch on Dorian's cousin and his brother being at court. I can't remember the cousin's name. Rowan? Is that him? Or is that the courtesan? I can't remember. But he is giving, I don't know, maybe he's misunderstood? I don't know. Maybe he's not going to be the bad guy that they're setting it up to be, because I know Chaol, oh my god, I forgot. He's stuck with Chaol's girl. Maybe he is a bad guy. I can't believe that almost went out of my mind. Yeah, F him. He can go. He can go to the gutter. Imagine, imagine he does it again. Imagine in some alternate universe, he gets Selena, like, to like him, and oh, poor Chaol. That would be so sad. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't see that happening, but, and the little brother. Yeah, he's just a terror. I had a theory that what if the king, you know, he doesn't see people as people, he sees them as pawns. What if the king uses like that mind manipulation from the last book onto the little brother to mold him into a pliable and like a prince that will listen to him and do whatever he says, and maybe he'll be as strong as Cain was, and he's just like a zombie, really, that he has full control over. Who wouldn't want that if you're a king and that's your heir? Like, you're never gonna be out of power, truly, because they're gonna do exactly what you say, and then find a way to get Dorian out of here. Yeah, I think that's chapter 16 of Crown of Midnight, and these are my thoughts so far. We have a romance between Selena and Chaol. Dorian is pretty much out of the running. He's just watching from afar as they develop even more feelings for each other. We have a point of view from Dorian during the dinner where the singer is brought in, and the singer is singing her lungs out. Okay, she is doing a phenomenal performance, and her and Chaol share a tender moment. She starts crying because she's just filled with so much emotion from hearing the singer, and they're holding hands under the table and smiling at each other, and Dorian's watching from afar like a little creepo weirdo. Welcome, the new Joe Goldberg. And he's like, she's never looked at me like that. And he has a moment of, I'm gonna let her go and be happy, because she deserves to be happy. She deserves to be with someone who isn't gonna be afraid of her and who's gonna love her for who she is, truly. And that's Chaol. And so he's like, I'm going to find someone for me. And I love that. I love that. I thought we were gonna have a couple of like books of him just being mad and yearning from afar, and it's like, we're all, get over it, she didn't choose you, okay? But I love that. I love that happened, and we're so early on in the book. So early on in the book we have that happen. And we also have Selena telling Nehemia all of what happened in the last book, like coming clean with this book too, saying like, hey, I'm not actually killing these people. There you go, best friend. I don't want you to have a low opinion of me. Like, that really, it was a scene. She's telling her, Nehemia is telling Selena, like, hey, I can't explain to my parents our friendship because I'm ashamed of what you're doing. Basically, that's what she's saying. Like, you're killing these people for no good reason other than the king wants them dead. And how can you live with yourself for doing that? Like, yeah, you're getting your freedom, but at what cost? Is this really worth it? And our girl is just like, you know what? I don't want you to think badly of me, best friend, so I'm gonna fess up and I'm gonna tell you. And like I said, so early on in the book, usually, like, let's look at Fourth Wing. Violet does not tell her friends anything until it's the last possible moment, and they tell her, you idiot,
we could have been helping you this whole time. You didn't have to carry the load by yourself. And it's really refreshing to see that the main character is just like being open and just being like, hey, this is what's going on. And there you go. There goes her village to help her, which is amazing. Nehemia is going to be a great help. We already know that she's the MVP from last book. So this book, obviously, she's going to do it again. So I'm excited for that. And then chapter 15, backtracking a little bit, we have, so the singer that came in named Reina, she came in and Arena, she sang a song about like the Fae Queen and magic and things like that. And you know, that's a no-go in Otterland. The king does not like magic because he sucks. And it's been outlawed, and she, you know, went against it. That's basically treason. So her companions, like her other bandmates, were beheaded. And she's next on the chopping block. And the king is like, you got any last words? And she's like, I do have last words. Like, she basically knew this was going to happen because she decided to sing those songs. And she's like, 10 years ago, you murdered my daughter. You know, the butchering that happened when he overthrew the Terracin. She's like, you killed my daughter. I trained these years to become so popular and so famous that I would be invited to sing for you here so that I can do what I'm doing here, so that you know that you don't have the power over people that you think you do. We believe in what we believe in, and you're never going to strip that from us. And you can kill us, you can kill our children, but we're still going to rise above, and we're still going to fight against you actively. So that was amazing. It gave me goosebumps reading it, honestly, and it just sets the tone for the story, and it's reminding you actual tragedy has occurred, and it's not just fucking magic and fairy tales and romance. It's like people were hurt, and we're gonna get more of that, and we're gonna see more people who have been affected by it. We know Selena was, but she kind of keeps it under wraps because she's very secretive about her life before the assassins. But yeah, that was just a really good passage, and I'm loving this book so far. Except for the door knocker. Every freaking time we get the door knocker, I roll my eyes and cringe because how is this in the same book? One chapter where she's like, yeah, you can kill me, but you're never gonna kill my fire or the fire of people around me, to a magical door knocker who's being sarcastic and annoying. And I wish I didn't have to read those chapters. I really do. It's enough. Okay, so I've read up to chapter 22 in Crown of Midnight, and we have the frickin' door knocker again. I can't stand this door knocker. Why did this have to be included? And then it's Selena's trying to get information from him. She thinks that the Eye of Elena is the eye that they're looking for in like the prophecy or whatever, or Elena told her to find, like, you get me. And this door knocker has all the information, but for some reason Sarah J. Maas thought it was a good idea to have this annoying freaking creature who has the knowledge but refuses to part with it until you ask the right question. Why? The worst part of this book. I literally not enjoying any part that involves Mort, the freaking door knocker. Anyway, we get more backstory into what happened in the salt mines in Endovier when Selena tried to escape. Why she tried to escape was because it was the anniversary of her parents' death, and she does not do well on the anniversary of their death. And so she went ham sandwich. She was killing guards. She was doing the dang thing. And we find that out because it has come again, the anniversary of her parents' death. It's the 10th anniversary, and she goes missing. And Kaol's like, we were supposed to be training 10 minutes ago, girl. Where are you? He goes to her room. She's not there, but bestie Nehemia's there. And she's like, she's not here. And he's like, oh, well, do you know where she is? No, but, you know, she's probably not in the castle. She's probably far away from this castle. And he's like, why? And she's like, it's the anniversary of her parents' death, bro. That's why. And he's like, oh, she told you that? Of course she didn't need to tell Nehemia that. Nehemia is the bestie. And she can sense our friend's feelings, and she knows when things are not up, and she has a beautiful mind and can put two and two together. Duh, Kaol. It doesn't need to be spelled out for you, you dumb boy. Ugh. And also, Dorian has powers. That was not on my bingo card for this book, okay? And then Nehemia tells him, hey, when you're ready, come find me, and I'll help you out, I guess. I'll guide you, I don't know. But are they gonna have a romance? I said that I would like to see that at the end of the last book, because her attitude towards him changes throughout the book, and it'll be amazing just for his growth, for his character growth. And yeah, that would be amazing. Are we gonna have, like, we're this much through the book, are we gonna have more of Nehemia and Dorian? I hope so. I really do hope so. And I want Dorian to be happy. I want him to be happy. But yeah. And also, I predicted that Selena and Dorian met when they were children. And what does he say? That he met the heir of Terrasen when they were children, and that she made her cousin like bully him for like spilling tea on her dress. Sounds like something Selena would do. Sounds like something Selena would do. I'm right. I am so right, and I'm going to treat myself today with I don't know what, but I'm going to treat myself today because I'm right. I'm right. I leave the besties alone for 2 days. All of a sudden, the besties are fighting? What in the world? I just made it to chapter 25. So Dorian has powers. I touched on that in the last video, okay? I haven't read that much since. Like I said, I took a few days break and all hell broke loose. So Dorian has powers. He's making books fly off the bookshelf because he's thinking about Selena, who we thought he was going to have this mature woosah moment, let her go. But no, apparently he's fighting with himself, trying to let her go. And as he's saying, no, I told Nehemia I let her go. Chaol can have her. Not that she was ever mine or that she belongs to me, but I let her go. I let her go. And then whoosh, all the books just fly off the bookshelves. He's clamoring to put them back on there, whatever. He has powers. He's having trouble letting Selena go. And then he's going off to speak to Baba Yellowlegs. Bobo? You know who I'm talking about, yes? The creepy circus lady. So he's going to go speak to her. Then we have happening, it's Chaol's birthday. Planned a surprise dinner for him. Takes him to like a greenhouse, sets up dinner, has a chef, has some servants to serve on them. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's amazing. Some would say it was the perfect night. Until Selena had to go ahead and ruin it with her big old mouth. You already told the bestie Nehemia what your plans are, okay? I was happy. I was celebrating. I was like, oh my god, we finally have a female main character who isn't just bottling everything inside to stew on it alone, right? I applauded her for that. But you don't go tell the captain of the guard, babe. Okay, you just told Nehemia. That was enough. But then all of a sudden, you're just word vomiting to everyone that will listen, babe. That's not how you keep your head on your shoulders. Literally, like, the king will kill you. She tells Chaol, and he obviously is upset with her, and he's like, what is wrong with you? Are you in the right state of mind? The king will kill you. But he gets over it fairly quickly because he's just like picturing her doing all these things, escaping before the king finds out, and settling down somewhere else and starting a life with another man. And that's what he's like, you know what? I don't want her to do that. I'm okay with you doing all of this stuff. And like the span of a paragraph, okay, which I'm not okay with. Have at least a little bit of conflict. Like, he is supposed to be a man of Otterlin, and at least have him struggle a little bit. He's the captain of a guard. Obviously, he's solidly on one side of the war, right? At least let him stew on it for like a few hours a night. But he gets over it, I see. And then they start kissing and doing the do. Well, later on they do the do, but this is how I would rewrite that scene if I was the author, or if I could rewrite the scene. I would have him leave her at the dinner, be like, oh my god, Selena, what are you doing? What, and like storm off, and have Selena think, oh my god, what if he turns me in? Oh my gosh, what did I do, you big old dummy? Have her go to her room, start packing a bag, getting ready to leave, and then have him come to her rooms and be like, so what's your plan? You want to do this rebellion shit? What's your plan? Do you have a get out of jail free card? Or do you have an escape route? what are you trying to do? What is your plan so that I can help you? And she'll be like, you want to help me? He's like, of course I do, you freaking idiot. I like you. I maybe love you. And then all the sparks fly and everything happens. You know what I mean? Don't just like have them get over it like that. Like there was no stakes in it then. And I feel like there has to be some sense of dire or like impending doom if she did tell Kale, because then it's like, oh well, you could have just told him in the beginning, girl. He wouldn't have cared. Ugh, whatever. But anyway, so we have that. Selena and Kale wrestle and they have a great time. I do like that this book isn't like full of smut. It's like fade to black scenes. Like literally like they did it. It's off page romance. Yeah, so there's that. And then we get the Nehemia and Selena argument. So basically, Selena is having girl chat with our girl Nehemia. She's telling her all about her escapades with Kale. It wasn't just one time. They ended up doing the do in a closet, a broom closet. I hope Harry wasn't in there. But yeah, so they do that. Himity hawing, and then Nehemia gets serious all of a sudden. She has like, it's a shift in the air, and Selena can tell because that's the bestie, okay? She knows when her bestie isn't 100%, you would think. And she tells her like, yeah, the king wants me to speak to the rebels and get them to stand down, otherwise he's gonna butcher everyone, basically, you know, the thing that he does all the time. And they're having an argument because Nehemia is telling Selena, like, you need to do your part, and you need to do this, and you need to step up for the cause, and I should be able to have you should be able to have my back, and I should be able to count on you. And Selena's like, I'm just an assassin, girl. What the heck do you expect me to do? Like, this guy decimated my people, my kingdom. What do you think I can do? This man has all of the power, and if you try to stand up to him, boom, you guys are just gonna get decimated too. So like, what's the point? What is the point? Just follow what he's saying. Just basically just listen to the tyrant. And Nehemia's like, has the fighter spirit, and she's like, absolutely not. No, the thing that happened to your kingdom isn't what's gonna happen to my kingdom, because at least then it was the element of surprise. We know the atrocities that he can commit, and we can try to put up defenses. I don't know how they'll do that, but Selena says that the king has like millions of soldiers. Like, how are you gonna fight against millions? And then Nehemia is saying that it's not just soldiers, girl. I think he has like these like demons too, or these shadowy things that we saw in the first book around Cain. And she's like, don't you notice the king? Like, he has like some otherworldly like juju going on with him. But yeah, they're fighting. Nehemia calls Selena a coward. She's like, girl, I thought you not killing your marks was a sign of rebellion and that you're with the cause. But I just see now you're just looking out for yourself. You just have your own back. You don't care about anybody else. And I misjudged you. She called her a coward. And Selena's like, say that again. And she's like, you're a coward. And then, done. End of the chapter. Did I just witness them breaking up with each other? I hope not. I hope not. Red alert, red alert. The besties are fighting. Whose side are you on? Obviously Nehemia is right, but Selena is valid to have the feelings that she has. She woke up in bed with like her slain parents. They were dead, covered in their blood. Like, it's valid to have the feelings that she's having, to be scared and to feel like nothing that we do will ever amount to anything. But at the same time, I believe that she is the lost heir of Harrison, and she has a duty to her people, and most of her people are dead now, so yeah, but she has a duty, all right, to her parents, to avenge them and to avenge her people, and to make sure that this evil tyrant doesn't do the same thing to other civilizations, to other courts, you know, other countries. So it's a tough one, but they're both right. Nehemia, you know, my girl Nehemia is more right. But I just feel like if you're going to tell everyone your whole plot and not killing your marks, might as well at least tell Nehemia who you really are. Because I believe you're the lost heir. Just tell her. Just tell her. She already knows too much about you. So if anything were to happen, like, you're going to die regardless. Just confess who you are. Like, that's the easiest next step. And I feel like they're going to drag it. and drag it, probably for until the end of this book or until the end of next book. Who knows? But just tell people, babe. I am about to crash out, okay? I just got to, it's really late. It's 3:50 in the morning. I just got to chapter 29. What do you mean? Okay, so Celaena and Chaol have their whatever. I'm frazzled right now. I'm frazzled. I'm crashing out. Chaol was abducted. He was taken, okay? And Celaena, they leave a freaking message, like they're the Riddler from Batman. We have Chaol, come alone, blah blah blah, right? I imagine this, you know, in like the little cutouts from the newspaper. That's what I'm imagining. Come, we have Chaol. She goes, but you're not getting what was her fake name? Whatever, jewel thief, Celaena. You're getting assassin of Adarlan, Celaena. She comes in with her knives. She's killing the archers, all right? She's boom, flipping over balustrades or the railings. She's doing the dang thing. What pisses me off is that Chaol is like, oh, his heart froze, seeing her like kind of void of life in her eyes and like killing people. You can take this one of two ways. He's like kind of like heartbroken that she can become that, or that she was in a place where she becomes that, or he's just kind of like by her being like that. Like, how can he be so cruel? Which is like, she's here for you, my guy. You are the captain of the royal guard and you allow yourself to be kidnapped? Nepotism. That's how you got your job, sir. I'm starting not to like Chaol. He's annoying me. How do you get kidnapped? Anyway, that's not even why I'm in this state right now. She saves him. Archer, freaking Archer, he was behind this whole thing. They wanted to get her because they heard that Chaol learned of Nehemia's assassination plot, or an assassination plot on Nehemia, or a threat to her, and they had information that he was going to be the one to interrogate Nehemia, and they wanted to figure out what he was going to ask so she can get her story straight, because she's been helping, you know, backstory stuff, okay? Well, turns out it was never going to be Chaol to do the interview with her. There's no interview going to happen. The king is going to personally talk to her or something, but it's not a talk. They're going to kill Nehemia. They're going to kill the bestie Nehemia. What do you mean? We just argued. We're just having an argument. We're just having an argument with our BFF, with our bestie Nehemia. We're not going to do this thing where the last thing she called Celaena is a coward. And the last thing that Celaena's going to remember Nehemia calling her is a coward. We're not going to do that, right? We're not going to do that. I'm crashing out. How are you going to kill Nehemia in the second book? Nehemia is supposed to fall in love with Dorian. They're supposed to have a whole like 4-book love arc. What do you mean? If Nehemia dies, I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. Okay, let delusion take over. There was a conversation where you're not told who is speaking. It's just the queen and a princess. You're not told who. So I'm assuming it's Queen Elena and Princess Nehemia speaking, but it could, I don't know, I'm guessing. And then in the conversation, they say, the princess to the queen is like, oh, the prince isn't ready, so it has to be her, and I have to do something, and it's gonna like wreck her. And then the queen is like, oh, well, she can bounce back, right? So what if Nehemia giving up her life, like she knows she's gonna be killed and she's allowing it to happen to push Celaena into the right direction to actually stand up for the rebels and for everyone pretty much against the King of Adarlan, because right now Celaena's pretty much in the boat of the thing we do will matter, and so they're trying to like electrocute her into movement via wanting to get vengeance for Nehemia's death. I just don't want Nehemia to die. I'm not doing well right now. Okay, delusion back. What if they're faking Nehemia's death? I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. The blood was everywhere. Oh my god. I'm done with this book. And on the bed, she could hear the shouts growing closer, reaching the room, but their words were somehow muffled, as though she were underwater. The sounds coming from the surface above. Selena stood in the center of the freezing bedroom, gazing at the bed and the princess's broken body atop it. Nehemia was dead. And they're really gonna part two us. It is 4 a.m. I cannot scream, I cannot yell. I cannot let out frustration right now. I'm stewing inside. I am not well. I am not well. This better be just a body that cannot be identified, and they just assume it's Nehemia, but it's a body from like one of the sick houses. But why does this murder scene fit the exact bill of what I thought was gonna happen to Selena's servants? To oh my god, I forgot her name. The seamstress, or the lady who dresses her in the first book when she got her ready for the ball. And I was like, oh my god, you know, she cleared the word marks off the floor from under her bed. And I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna come back and they're all gonna be dead because they all had dialogue for some reason out of nowhere. Exactly what happened is what I thought was gonna happen, but it happened to the bestie Nehemia. I don't believe she's dead. Maybe this is delusion talking. I don't think she's dead. I think this is like just to kickstart Selena, and then, or maybe Nehemia is like a higher being and she like ascended from her cocoon of a body. I don't know. I don't want her to be dead. I'm not okay. Nehemia is the bestie, and she can sense our friend's feeling. Nehemia approaches the circle and she's looking like she's from The Magician. Not actually Dorian and Prince Nehemia to get together. It could be like a 3-book arc. We're this much through the book. Are we gonna have more?